I'm not gonna lie. The only thing we have going for us is that there's 2 French players. That's the only hope right now for Glory4Builders. That's all we got, and that's all we can go with. So we have to go with Guild. We didn't see the best performance against the Giants, but then again, like a Chief said, I mean, the Giants were just playing on point. So it's really hard to discredit that win, or maybe say they're playing poorly. But there's a great look. T-Jester and Hoops is there to finish it off. Already, the guys that we know nothing about are popping off.
Who-Ups is able to clean it up as T-Jester had an open net. He couldn't put it away, put it off the crossbar. But Glory4Builders striking first, and it's a team that, obviously, this is probably the biggest game they've ever played. To get that first goal is such a huge confident boost going up against a team like Guild Esports. This is not a team that's going to be easy to beat. Getting that first goal does wonders for your confidence levels, at least here in game 1.
Yeah, I mean, just knowing that you can at least put one in against Guild. If you're coming in with a poor frame of mind and you think, you know, this isn't ours, we don't have any confidence, but just that initial goal, all it needs really to spark a huge comeback here. Great way to start. Let's see if they have another one. Good midfield passing so far. I'm already impressed with what we're seeing.
Yeah, good 1-2 downfield, but it was even better read from Guild. Get in front of that one and dunk it away. Here's Nolly. Tries to play it to Though. A couple of blue players jump in front. They're sending a couple of players forward. Now Scrub Killer popping it up. T-Jester to clear it away. Though, hard shot on target. And our Tyrus has to make a save. He does. Nolly, pass out to Scrub Killer. Has space to work with. And again, a defender gets a piece of it. Who-Up's trying to play it away. And now T-Jester to pick it up. We're seeing a lot of time being spent here on the Glory4Builders side. Guild slowly clamping down. Everyone in the air for Glory4Builders. Scrub trying to take his time on this shot. And Who-Up's to clear it away.
And that was a good look, too, there from Guild. I thought that midfield pass was perfect, a good opportunity. Scrub Killer was just a little bit slow to capitalize and get a finishing shot. Although there are lots of openings right now on the defense for Glory4Builders, where Guild should be able to capitalize so long as they can just keep pressure, keep feeding the midfield. Eventually, you're going to find an opening.
Here's a big clear for Glory4Builders as Though returns the favor downfield. The midfield being skipped by both teams at the moment. Who-Up's trying to play through it, but Nolly there to turn it around. Our Tyrus. This one pops out to T-Jester, doesn't make contact. Who-Up's there to clean it up again, but turned away by Though.
Good patience. Solid possession as well. They're keeping up, but it's just these small defensive gaps like that from Nolly who can shred that positioning down to basically nothing, open up so much space. And yet they're holding on. They have this 1-goal lead. We haven't seen many looks on offense from them since, but their defense is all that matters.
The defense has held on, and to be fair, Guild has given up a lot of space for Glory4Builders to work with. They just haven't been able to fire off the shots. You've seen a couple whiffs on the shots coming out from Glory4Builders that just not connecting like you'd want. Not sure if it's just nerves or knowing the caliber of competition that you're going up against. This is a huge game again. Lose and you're out, win and you're in. Scrub not letting them out through the midfield, and he might still land on this one as our Tyrus just trying to play it away from Guild Esports players.
Oh, big bumps too there from Nolly, where he actually gets a piece of somebody on the defensive side for Glory4Builders, but we're waiting for the follow-up from Guild. It seems like they're a little bit passive, actually. It feels like maybe somebody will open up an opportunity, create some space, and yet that second man doesn't want to rotate in. They'd play that defensive spot and go back for boost instead of stay in the midfield. So not the best decision-making. Things really aren't looking confident. Even here, we see 2 players in net just waiting for a clear, and now there's an opening, all because of the positioning.
Good little touch from Who-Ups, but nobody overcommitting from Glory4Builders. That play was tough to score after it went above the net. And Glory4Builders are doing a good job of reading where Guild Esports are going to that. Guild have just been way too predictable on what they want to do with the ball. And they've been punished a couple times, at least with giving up possession and some chances. Here's a chance for Nolly. Just turned away by Who-Ups, and he does get a second touchdown field with no boost. Our Tyrus can't get the read, and it goes into his corner. Still hanging on here, but maybe not for long. Dangerous ball drops down, turned away by Who-Ups. 40 seconds left for Glory4Builders to hang on to this lead. Guild have been knocking at the door, but just can't break the defense right now. Here's Nolly. Shot, and it's wide open on the far side. A 1-1 game with 30 seconds left.
Oh, we've just been waiting for the opening. Scrub Killer, a good second follow-up touch to force an awkward 50 that pops out for Nolly. Nobody is waiting in that third man Artyrus. Didn't expect that to just squeeze back into the midfield. Guild, good reaction. And finally, that second man Nolly is in position and ready to challenge earlier than he has been before.
So a tie game. Glory4Builders let it slip away here in the final 30 seconds. Now, though, tries to get past Who-Ups. Artyrus there to clear it away. A lot of changing of possession here in this game. I like that idea from Nolly to give it to Scrub into the air dribble. He does get by T-Jester, but not without a tip. T-Jester to try and get it away. Artyrus might have a chance here in the waning seconds for Glory4Builder, though it comes down to Who-Ups. The first touch is good, pops it up and over, and Scrub Killer just barely gets a touch, and he'll air dribble it to his corner, and it will drop down for overtime.
Man, these guys are so fun to watch. Glory4Builders, they make sure when they get an opportunity, they can put some pressure on Guild. They're making them panic, force a lot of awkward saves out, and it's really difficult to tell who's going to take this win because Guild, it feels like they're trying to fall back on that safety net of going for maybe a solo play instead of risking 2 players up. But here's a good look from Nolly. Does he have the 1v1? He has the player beat, but it's not enough. Artyrus with a miss and T-Jester. Thankfully, he's there to clean it out. And they've got at least a little bit of relief time to maybe get some boost and force this one out.
Yeah, great clear here from Artyrus just to buy some time and some space to push downfield. Nolly doesn't get a good touch here. T-Jester fires off a shot, and it goes in off of Scrub and though, and it's a 1-0 lead in the series for Glory4Builders.
What is happening? These past 2 series, nobody knows what's going on, it feels like. On the teams we expect, a big own teammate dunk to force in your own net. Another own goal, Corral. I feel like that's the 4th or the 5th one I think we've seen today. And Glory4Builders,
absolutely,
they've got the momentum.
My goodness, I don't know what to say for Guild. A lot of space was given up throughout this game. I mean, Glory4Builders had opportunity that Guild just messed up on.
Yeah.
And again, feels like, I don't know. It's another game where it feels like a team that should be at such a high caliber shouldn't be dropping games like this. They shouldn't be making these mistakes in particular. We've seen it kind of plague all of the top teams except for basically Vitality at this point. And for Guild, maybe a lessons learned here in game 1. Glory4Builders given way too much space, and let's give credit to them. This was a fantastic game 1 for Glory4Builders. Not only do they hold that 1-goal lead all the way up until the 30-second mark, but then they come out in overtime and take the game down. That's huge. Not because once you give up that first goal, a lot of times what you see teams when they play top teams like this is it just falls apart. They lose all the confidence, they fall apart. But no, they get to an overtime and Glory4Builders come out and they win. That's huge for them.
Well, this is what's so exciting about the RLCS format is that we can see a lot of teams that we're so used to being comfortable playing against the highest tier teams. You know, everybody on Guild, they know what they're doing in these weird high pressure situations. But it's different because they're going against somebody that they don't even know how they play. It's completely new, a completely fresh roster, something that they're put in a difficult situation. So now they have to force themselves to react. And we're seeing them fall under that pressure. And we wouldn't be seeing this without this amazing format, which is so awesome to see. Let's see if Guild have what it takes to fix their nerves, maybe prevent an own goal or 2 here and there, and come back.
Yeah, and I don't even know if it's nerves, it's just mistakes. I mean, that was a mistake that you shouldn't be making. The call-out should be coming out from one of the players to make the save.
Yeah. Well, it's obvious panic, too. I mean, they didn't expect any of this going into this first matchup. You can tell from game 1. They just relied on simple solo plays, thinking it would be a lot easier. And now they're getting forced into situations where they really have to make a creative play in order to get a goal.
And man, oh man, you got to be feeling good on the Glory4Builders side. This is a fantastic start, but maybe not the best start for the second game, as Though is going to get the first goal.
Oh, and there we see a good demo. Nice pass from Nolly. Everybody getting involved. Full team play here. And an easy cleanup for Though. This is what we want to see. Everybody getting involved. It's not just one player throwing themselves forward. It's all 3 working together.
Kickoff goes in favor of Who-Ups. He might sneak one by. He does. And immediately tied back up by Glory4Builders.
Who-Ups is there, ready for a response. What a kickoff from Artyrus. And then Who-Ups, the best cheat you could have asked for. He didn't even hesitate whatsoever seeing that other player come in. Knew he could get the speed on him and just barely got behind the ball.
A 1-1 game here in the first 45 seconds. Now, I was beginning to talk about how good you got to feel for Glory4Builders, and maybe even better if you're going to give up a goal to immediately get one back here in game 2. And Scrub Killer, that shot is not what he wanted, though. Trying to knock it down, he does. And Guild Esports gets one back.
Thankfully, Tho is here to clean it up. Nolly, a really good pass out. He baited in 2 players to go after them. The defense panicking on the side of Glory4Builders. Goes off the crossbar, though, an easy follow-up, and Guild. Very routine for them, starting to look a lot more confident on the pitch.
At least putting away the shots. Here's Who-Ups. Trying to keep it going. Glory4Builders trying to find that space that Guild Esports was giving up in the previous game. Here's a shot from Tho. Nolly looking for Scrub Killer at the top of the box. He did come through. Now T-Jester, the second touchdown field, and it's just wide. The net, it was wide open. T-Jester again with the shot turned away by Nolly. And Glory4Builders are that close to the equalizer.
Oh, and they're going to want to have another shot at that. The wide open net with a fast counterattack. Guild, they sneak away.
Great pass.
Without letting that one in. That was a good opportunity as well. So much midfield space here for Glory4Builders to put one on.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Guild have been giving up that midfield quite a bit. But here's an open net for Nolly. A big missed touch here from Glory4Builders. And Guild will pull away with a 2-goal lead.
And this is kind of similar to what you were talking about in game 1, Corelli, where we'll see the underdog team get 1 goal, but then their defense after that will just kind of fall into a bunch of little individual pieces that just break apart. And we're seeing that happen here. Guild, you know, not the fanciest goals, but it's very solid passing plays. They're spaced out, and Glory4Builders just can't maintain any defense.
Plenty of time for Glory4Builders to get back into it, but it does feel like Guild at least starting to be a bit more accurate, a bit more dangerous on the offensive side. Whoops. Tosses back to Artyrus, and that one's going to come off the crossbar. A great passing play just to sneak it through the defense. Here's T-Jester. What does he have? Not much, as it's turned away by Nolly. Who-Up still trying to keep this play in. Artyrus was there, but a big dunk here from Tho. Can he get the pass across or take the shot himself? He will. And T-Jester plays it away.
Nice pass.
Shot from T-Jester turned away by Nolly, and it does feel like Guild Esports are really just throwing the ball down the field right now. Not seeing too many passing plays come out for them, at least not in their side of the field. That's a missed touch as it comes out to Artyrus. Nolly there to clear it out.
Oh, and Artyrus, that was a good 1v1 play where if he just took it a little bit slower, he could have had a chance there to get a flick on target. Instead, he just kind of forced out the pinch. And now look at, he's basically facing a full-on counterattack from Guild because of that throwaway of possession. Glory4Builders, you got to give them credit. It feels like every time somebody on Guild will get a goal or put one in, Glory4Builders are right there, back in their face, at least ready to put another attempt on net.
They are spending quite a bit of time on the Guild Esports side. Who-Up's got to make a tough save. Though, pushing on for Guild Esports, you can see how far back they're sitting. One player is such a threat from Guild Esports that 2 can sit back at the midfield. This one comes out. T-Jester is there for Glory4Builders, and they're right back in it with a minute and a half left.
Artyrus is so annoying in this corner. Look at him. He gets across the ball, takes the boost, continues to flip forward, and gets that 50 out there to T-Jester. So much hustle there from Artyrus setting him up. And now a minute and 30. There's just 1 goal they need to put in. They've always been strong after kickoffs. Let's see if they have one here.
Glory4Builders trying to claw their way back into this game. It's been scrappy, no doubt, for them against this Guild Esports team. Expectations are against them. The desk was against them, and they have stood tall so far. T-Jester has a little bit of space to work with. Brings it down past 1. No follow-up from his teammates, and a big clear from Scrub over to Nolly. Immediately shot on target and turned away by Artyrus.
Things getting a little bit scary here on the defense for Glory4Builders. Another play where 2 goalkeepers would go at the same ball. The shots just in a league of their own on the side of Guild. Nobody's there to counter them. But still 41 seconds left. They've managed to keep it within 1 goal here. Maybe go for a demo like Tho did on Artyrus.
And the attacks are just a bit too slow coming out from Glory4Builders. Doing a good job of getting into that final third, but if they don't get that dunk or if they don't get that first defender beat, it feels like it just kind of peters out. Nolly gets a dunk, and he might have one here as he opts not to go for it. He had no boost to catch back up anyways.
Well, that's such a smart decision from Nolly to go for that boost too. Now 10 seconds left. He starved him out. They don't have any thing left in the tank to go for some kind of shot on net.
T-Jester trying to make something happen. Who Up's got to keep this one alive. One more bounce will do it, and Guild will take the win. Glory4Builders were right in front of the net, but couldn't make it fall. And Guild back into this series. They take the lead.
A much more clean performance from Guild. I liked what I was seeing in terms of the passing was much more thought out. It felt like before in game 1, Guild was kind of just throwing the ball forward, and then they'd go up for another hit themselves and go for a solo play, try and open up space that way. But instead now, you can see them infiltrating corners a bit more, staying up, and then going for a redirect pass back to the midfield, using all of the players. Glory4Builders, they were strong off the kickoffs, but they really couldn't handle that offensive pressure.
And I will say it's still not the prettiest series that we're seeing from Guild Esports. I think there's a lot of mistakes coming out. I feel like there's a lot of space still given to Glory4Builders. We're not seeing that creativity that I want to see with this team. This is every player on Guild Esports is such a weapon. You have Scrub Killer, though, Nolly. I mean, these are guys that we've seen in previous RLCS seasons do so well on an individual level. When can we see these guys really show what they got here in RLCSX against a team like Glory4Builders? Right now, Glory4Builders doing a great job of being in the face and at least slowing down or just making this Guild Esports team play completely differently right now.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a hard situation to be in, because if you're not able to score a lot of those 1v1 plays that you're so used to getting, like you said, in previous seasons, we've seen all these individual players pop off in their given moments. But whenever that's not clicking, what's your go-to strategy then afterwards? At first, it felt like they had nothing, but now we're seeing more passing plays, more midfield presence, at least in their play. Now they just need to close up a couple of issues on defense, and it should be an even cleaner gameplay from everyone on Guild.
We'll see if they can clean it up. So this ball played downfield, though. Trying to make something happen out of his corner. Who Ups straight to the ceiling as Scrubkill is happy to throw it downfield. We have seen a lot of boom ball from both teams, especially in the beginning or in the initial game. Teams happy to just throw the ball down the field. A shot comes out from Artyrus, though. There to clear it away, though again on his own touch. Still chasing after it, so quick down the field, gets a great dunk, comes out to Nolly. Who Ups wants to bring this one down, but immediately jumped on by Scrub. Guild.
Oh, you can see Scrub going for demos too, hunting in the backfield, trying to get that extra rotation in, which is something he's so used to doing. It's such an annoying playstyle as Scrub will infiltrate, try to get all those corner boosts. But then Who Ups, excuse me, with a good response too. So this is so back and forth currently right now. I am very surprised at what I'm seeing out of Glory.
They're doing a great job. Guild has not done a great job of keeping the ball in their own half. They're just happy to knock it one time up into the air and really no follow-up after, no plan. What's the plan with the ball right now? Glory4Builders doing a great job of just jumping in front of it. You can see another big clear. This time there is a follow-up from though. Nolly looking for that back wall. Nobody going up for Glory4Builders. They do go up late from Artyrus and gets a second touch. Demos coming out from Glory4Builders. Forces, though, to go all the way back. Good touch here as it goes just wide of the post. Who Ups has appeared to be the initiator here for this Glory4Builders team. When he picks that ball up coming out of their own end, he does generate a lot of possession and patience moving out from their defensive end. And you like to see that from players. It's something that I always preach. Teams bringing that ball down and forcing that first defender to come towards you. Look at the flip reset, though, from T-Jester as able to put over a last defender of Guild Esports.
Oh, man, I love the little give and go. T-Jester won that 50, forced out a pass, then opportunity from Artyrus. And T-Jester, instead of banging it right towards the net, which would have been so predictable, he went for the flip reset where the ball was even barely off the ground. Such an interesting play, very mechanical, and he nails it here. Half the game left, and it's Glory4Builders who go up first, but then Tho off the kickoff. What is this? How did it go in?
It came right to Tho here and just right over Hoops. It comes off the ceiling, and Artyrus just doesn't get the touch. It's as simple as that. He had to get the touch or maybe the dunk earlier by Hoops, but either way, Tho gets one immediately back after a great goal, first goal by T-Jester.
I mean, that's painful. You worked so hard for that flip reset goal, and then all of a sudden, right off the kickoff, you can see it's almost like that is your most vulnerable defense whenever you just score right off that kickoff, you are so susceptible to a lot of errors because you're way too confident. You want to go for every challenge. And that instance, it just really harmed them.
A couple more chances coming out from GLD. Jester has been something special to watch when the ball's in his possession. Not getting anything this time as demo comes out onto Though from Hoops. Tyrus happy to throw this one downfield, looking for that back wall, though forced to make the play, and Scrub can't get the dunk on Hoops. A very tight game, and what's been a tight series, even with the consensus on the desk, picking Guild Esports. Glory4Builders have done such a good job of sticking in this game and in this series.
Oh, 2v1, is somebody gonna go for the bump? Yes, they are. There it is. I saw it unfold because of that easy turnaround. As soon as you saw one player on the defense alone, you just got to take him out. And T-Jester, what a turn.
Wow. And you know what's crazy about that play, too, is Tyrus dodged two separate demos as he got the touch on the ball. The initial one as he approached it, and then the follow-through as he landed. So that was such a tight play to happen. It could have been easily the other way if Tyrus got demoed, but in the end, taking out that last defender. And Glory4Builders up here in this game 2-1.
And we might see them actually go up in the series, too. The team that nobody expected to come out here playing strong. And yet here they are, hitting flip resets, good demo plays, but that one's going to sneak in. Scrub Killer barely manages to fire this one in.
And it is the price you pay of staying up on this back wall and trying to make the play. You can't get to it fast enough. Best case scenario is you knock it down and into your net. It's tough for Tyrus there. He did get the touch, but not enough. The ball slips under. Back to a tie game.
Oh man, they gotta clean themselves up after those kickoffs. Once Glory4Builders gets any good play in that can result in the goal, it feels like after that kickoff, they gain too much confidence. Everybody kind of spaces out a bit too much, assuming Guild are gonna be more passive possibly, but that's what catches them off guard. And every single time that they've scored, Guild has had an instant response.
Guild have done a good job of when they've given up goals to get back into it. It's what's kept this series so close, and honestly, Glory4Builders had a couple themselves. Scrub wants the air dribble. He will get it, and the dunk. Everyone jumping at this one for Glory4Builders. This is a tough situation here. Time running out. You do not want to make that critical mistake. That changes what could be an overtime here to a loss. Scrub Killer, one last chance possibly
nice
for Guild
50.
Esports. Does come back down. Tyrus might have the last laugh. Instead, though, gets a good dunk off the ceiling. Nobody up for Guild Esports. As they're all just trying to manage who's going to pick it up. And I think Hoops wants to see that one drop. He will. An overtime game here in game 3.
And even those final moments, you can see Guild are kind of all over each other. The communication a bit lacking on their side as they're too close to each other. Maybe they're going to at least bring that into this overtime for Glory4Builders to take advantage of that. And that's where those demos will really be effective because it's so much easier to take somebody out when they're right next to another opponent who they could just also go for instead.
We've seen it a couple times from Glory4Builders to set up that demo play, and they have. But I've even seen a couple double demos coming out from them, getting 2 players on the Guild side. Here's Tyrus. Oh, great initial touch.
The fake?
Scrub wasn't faked out. And we'll play this one away towards Though. Cut out by Hoops. Tyrus plays it towards the midfield. Coming up on a minute overtime, and a tough shot turned away by Nolly. Things heating up for Glory4Builders as they start to lock in this Guild Esports team. T-Jester looking to play this one back. He will. And a good dunk from Though gives Guild a chance to catch back up. Things certainly tense in an overtime like this, and Hoops has to make the save. Guild still pressing on with an attack. Great dunks here coming out from Though. Nolly has Scrub waiting under him. Scrub's going to take it away. A second touch never came. The defense was beat if he had just gotten it, Though. Maybe he gets a second touch, and a big miss there from T-Jester. Nolly, all he has to do is put it on target, off the crossbar and in. A 1 minute and 34-second overtime in favor of Guild Esports.
Oh, I can't believe that's how it ends. T-Jester, he could have read it off the backboard and actually turned that into a great counterattack opportunity. but instead a huge whiff for a game that felt like it was theirs to win. You know, towards the end, Guild was going back to that solo play focus where they don't really want to send too many people up. Somehow it ends up working where they almost got punished for it, but Glory4Builders just couldn't hold on to the pressure yet again.
Yeah, I mean, this game felt like Glory4Builders had more opportunity than their score shows.
Yeah.
I mean, they had 10 shots to the 2 goals, but they definitely had Guild on the ropes. I mean, this went to overtime, so let's not downplay how far Glory4Builders made it here in this game, but it does feel like Glory4Builders had more opportunity that they could have put away. Guild were pushed back onto their heels multiple times. So I like what I'm seeing from Glory4Builders. I see why now a team coming, you know, this team formed, I think, in February, and they didn't really play in a lot of big tournaments. I think they tried to qualify for the spring series at one point, but didn't. And now here they are, and they're going toe to toe with Guild Esports, a team that has been sitting, or RLCS caliber, obviously. Yeah. And this is not an easy series for Guild Esports at all.
Well, it feels like their defense just can't really keep up with the pace that is Guild. I think that, you know, their offense by all means can really hang with the big guys like Guild. Everybody on this team, they've been doing a great job of getting in their faces, keeping up the pressure. But when it comes to defense, I feel like they can't really find and match that pace where the ball is just getting boomed left and right. Guild basically just slamming it constantly off the backboard, waiting for a mistake. And we saw that out of T-Jester in the last game. That's what cost them that OT. So I feel like maybe on defense, you can't take that patient route. You got to try and match that pace from Guild, but it's going to be difficult.
I think you bring up a good point, Turtle, is that it does feel like Guild are just waiting for the mistakes coming out from Glory4Builders rather than trying to generate those forced errors, because it's been a much slower game, I feel like, from Guild than normal. I mean, with
it's just boomer ball, the
type of player that's on this team, all 3 of them, this is probably the slowest I've ever seen this team play. And it's not necessarily that they're playing poorly. It's just rather this isn't the type of gameplay that I would expect from a team like Guild.
And I think it also gives them confidence to keep going with this playstyle. If whenever they get scored on, they can get one right back after kickoff. So that's something else that, you know, Glory4Builders definitely need to work on. It's just a lot of issues on defense, but their offense looking so great. And Guild, maybe they're playing into this more boomer safe mode because this is a lot on the line in this series. Qualification into stage 2, so much riding on this one match.
Right, we can't forget, I mean, Guild are 1 game away from moving on to the next stage. So crucial game here for both teams, obviously for Glory4Builders as well to stay alive, and they certainly can, as all these games have been pretty close here in this series. And like we've been saying, plenty of opportunity for Glory4Builders to get one in their previous game. Can they generate some more chances? Tyrus the flip reset. Scrub's got to make the save. Hoops trying to make the play. Past the first defender, can't do so. And T-Jester doesn't take the best approach on that ball. And though, looking for Nolly, cut out by our Tyrus. That's the defense you want to see coming out from Glory4Builders, cutting out those passing lanes. And a second touch from T-Jester to the back of the net for Glory4Builders.
And Corelli, this all started on defense. You were just complimenting the fact that they were able to hang with them with that speed. And what do? They come out with a counterattack right all the way over to T-Jester with a great pass. And that backflip, so hard to time that just right to keep the momentum going forward towards the net. Glory4Builders, they score first, 3 minutes left. Things are looking good. Let's see if they can force game 5.
Nolly tries to play it across the scrub killer, and it goes in off the demo on Hoops. A wide open net in the end, and it's tied up.
Dude, they can't hold the lead for more than what feels like 30 seconds. Guild are always prepared to fight back after an initial goal. Good demo play from Guild. Again, that speed playing dividends for Guild, where they just can't handle it for Glory4Builders.
And you said it a couple times, Turtle. They've done a great job. Guild have done a great job of immediately answering the call when they give up a goal. It's been 2-3 times now that they've scored almost off the kickoff after giving up their first goal, though. Gets past 2 Hoops. Tough situation here. Nolly does get some help as Scrub Killer doesn't make contact, and nobody did from Glory4Builders either as that ball bounces away. And still sitting at a tie game. Things getting more and more tense. Every second passes is one step closer to elimination or being sent to the next stage. Hoops.
Oh, big demos too from Scrub Killer. You can see him being more and more annoying. I've been paying attention to their corner boost. It's Scrub Killer constantly in their half. And look at all this space for Nolly. He's a 1v1 pro, it feels like at this point. You don't want to leave him with that chance. Thankfully, our Tyrus ready for the save, but that was getting dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, that was one heck of a save. When Nolly can get back behind the ball like that, it's tough to break it out from the dunk. T-Jester there to clear it away for Glory4Builders. They do get a little bit bunched up on the defensive side, and then they don't have anyone downfield to make a play. It's why you're seeing a lot of these balls just land in the lap of Guild, and they're able to just immediately play downfield on the counter. Scrub to pick it up. Got T-Jester in front, tries to go over, and our Tyrus there to clear it away. Nolly tries to keep the play alive for Guild. Here's T-Jester, pass 2. Nolly shuts it down. Scrub tried to get a touch. Hoops didn't know if he was going to get it or not. Here's Though on the shot. It's high. Our Tyrus has to get up, but not fast enough. Nolly's too quick, and a 1-goal lead for Guild.
Again, pay attention to the speed we're seeing out of the defense from Glory4Builders. It's just too slow. Nolly, that's a predictable pass out where you would hope the defender would have the edge on that challenge, but instead, it's Nolly just coming and crashing the net. So much speed, far superior than anybody on the defense from Glory4Builders, and they go up now by 1 goal. A minute left. This is looking like their game to take.
It is, but Glory4Builders just need 1. And they have been knocking at the door a couple times. It does feel like T-Jester might be the man to look to if you're Glory4Builders to make something happen. That's a great demo from him. Our Tyrus tries to get past Nolly. It comes down to Hoops. This could be their chance off the back wall. Well read by Scrub as he tumbles down his sideline to push this ball away.
Oh, good patience from our Tyrus. I like what I'm seeing. Making sure you can keep midfield possession. Now you've got a good look on offense. Look at that play unfold. Slow, patient approach there, but they've got 25 seconds left. You're not going to get many more chances.
They might only get 1. They got to get past the midfield, and they throw it downfield to Guild. Our Tyrus looking to play this one on for Glory4Builders. Here's Though. Played it to the midfield, but cut out by Scrub. That speed coming through for Guild. Maybe one last chance for Glory4Builders that they could push it downfield, but it's not looking like it, though. Happy to let this one drop. So smart. And Guild will hang on in a 3-1 victory over Glory4Builders.
Oh, and then qualify for stage 2 Guild. It was a little bit shaky the first game. So much respect for Glory4Builders. You know, they played well. They just picked up that speed a little bit on defense. I think this would have been a much different result. Got to give respect to them, but overall, Guild, man, they just played it really slow, a little bit more patient, kind of playing boomer ball like we talked about, Corelli, and just getting a safe and secure win.
Yeah, I mean, look, this was not the series that I expected to see. First of all, I think this was a great series from Glory4Builders. For a team like them to come out and play like this against Guild Esports, I definitely don't want to downplay what we just saw from them, but I do feel like Guild were not playing at their potential here in this game. Like I said, they felt slow. And this is something, as we go through, is something that I talked about earlier. As we move on here, not only in this regional, but regionals to come and splits to come, the competition only gets better. You have to be playing at peak performance every single day to make sure that you can qualify for that next stage. And Guild, they hang on by a hair here today, but man, oh man, they have some things to work on going forward.
Yeah, and it does feel like they're playing a little bit down to their opponents, you know, whether or not they're facing a lower level team or somebody they don't really know. It feels like instead of trying to control that midfield and the pace of the game, they want to kind of fall down to, like we talked about, the boomer ball strategy, excuse me, where they're just clanging it. You know, you don't even need to keep possession, just keep going forward. So if they play up against, you know, some top tier teams, you've got to develop that strategy a little bit more, Corelli.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the same here, and I think for Guild as well, that they can bring that level of play up higher. I mean, again, today wasn't their day, and I do feel like that level of play needs to get higher if you're going to start playing against teams like Dignitas or even teams like BDS, who had a great day today, went 3-0. Giants Gaming, another team where I kind of feel like that's a team you look for as a big upset potential. Yeah. So, I mean, EU is a very scary region at the moment. And right now, Guild Esports just squeaking into that top 8 spot. So we have said our part here, Turtle. We're going to send it back to Dusty, what they have to say.